I'm going to show you guys how to get this Fender primed and ready for paint. There's a buildup of Bondo from the previous fix-ups, primer, paint, rust. Here's a couple more views of it. I took an orbital sander to it, 36 grit, just to knock off all the material that was built up on it. This was the outcome. A few blemishes on it, but I'm going to address that later. I took a hand grinder to it. I put a Scotch-Brite pad on it so I wouldn't go too deep of scratches around the lip area right here. I was knocking off most of the rust, the paint, the primer. Inside right here I still have a little bit of rust left. Another view of it. I took the dual action sander, 80 grit, just to smoothen it out and get the rest of those blemishes off. After that, I used some aircraft paint paint remover, mixed it up, and this is what I used for the hard to reach areas right under the lip and stuff that the hand grinder wouldn't really work well on. I mixed up a batch of Bondo and I started spraying it on the Fender. Here's another view of it in the top picture. I started sanding it down with the long block. It was flexible, so I can get the nice that nice curvature and make that shape. 80 grit. I started feathering it out. After I feathered most of it out, I started applying putty. So I mixed the batch of that up, 2-part hardener and putty. I put it on some of the spots that needed some more metal maybe, or that had some damaged areas, or that were just wrong, like right here. I have pinholes that I messed up on the Bondo, so I saw that, so I applied putty quickly. Here's another picture of the pinholes right there. I applied putty all the way down to all the areas that have any deficiencies. Here's another view of it. After I applied the putty, I used 180 grit, sandpaper with another sand block, a little hand sand block, and it was also flexible, so I used that to get down most of the putty into a level form. I feathered out the putty that I applied on the inside lip right here, mostly by hand. There we go with getting it ready for primer. That bug and tar remover was to clean off all the dust and whatever else might have been on the Fender before we start priming. I mixed up some metal etching and I started spraying it down with the metal etch. Try not to get on the Bondo. I started spraying it down with primer. I did a first coat really wet, made sure I had it even, not too many hard lines. Try to get as smooth as possible and wet. On the bottom picture you see the inside, that's pretty wet. The lip I got pretty wet. It's probably like the second coat. There's the inside view of it. It was nice and wet. The outside view on the bottom page was pretty nice. Nice smooth texture. Hit it with another coat. It's probably the second or the third. I might have done 4 coats. Nice and wet. Uniform surface. Nice little gloss to it right now because it's real wet. There's the end product right there after it's primed. So then I sprayed it real quick to get my highs and my lows. Then I hit it again with the long block, flexible. Make sure I get those round edges, make it symmetrical. And then I hit it with another small little flexi block to get the smaller outside edges and stuff. Here's another picture of the texture, real nice and smooth. Here's another view. The inside I started prepping for the undercoat, rubberized undercoat I sprayed on. As you can see, it came out pretty nice, rubberized instantly. I just made sure I filled up all the spots. I didn't leave no areas that didn't have any undercoat left. A few things I learned after class that Greg showed us.